So we're focusing on communication, and we're looking at how much communication can be improved when we allow for bi-directional communication, feedback loops, okay, when people can actually talk to each other. And we're going to do this similar kind of exercise now with a different kind of arrangement, and we'll try to explore what changes and how it changes. So thank you for being back and doing another round of this exercise. And I know that some of you have changed positions. That's good. So you experience it from a different angle. And what now is going to happen is similar to what before. You will start building something, and then you can communicate with the picture. But you also are allowed now to communicate back and forth with each other. Okay? And same, you and you can communicate with each other. You are not allowed to talk with her. You're not allowed to talk with him, right? But amongst each other, you can always talk and share and ask questions, clarifying questions, etc. And then you will share with her. And so we intend to get as close as possible to what you initially created by what you will do. Okay, so let's get going.
All right, ready? All right. Everything here kind of happens on a color gradient.
Okay.
And it is lying flat on the table.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the two deep purple 2x4 bricks at the base of the thing.
Deep purple, both of them.
Yes.
2x4 bricks at the base.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Everything is on a color gradient, so it's going to go from one color to the next.
Okay. I can talk to you now.
Yes.
This is nice.
So that means, and everything is laying flat on the table, so it's not going to stack up.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the deep purple.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Next section, please.
Okay, next. Attached on top of those purple blocks are 3 2x3 deep blue bricks.
Okay.
The blue bricks are hooked in on the side so that all the Lego circles are still facing up on the table.
Okay.
So on the left side, the faces line up. So the purple lines up with the blue face.
Okay.
And on the right side, the blue is hanging over by 1.
Okay. Ready? Okay, so slight change. You're going to leave them in the same order, like this.
Okay.
And then you're going to just flip them up so that they're turned, so that the top part is facing toward, the top part of the table.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take the 3 deepest blue 2x3 pieces, and you're going to attach them in to those purple pieces. So start on the left side, line them up exactly. So stack the blue one on top of the purple one exactly.
Are they side by side, or are they like on top of each other?
Literally, so if they're going to attach in. Yep.
Oh, so they're connected.
They are connected.
Okay.
All connected, sorry.
There we go.
And then you're going to take that last blue one, and it should fit over top of all of the purple, except there's just going to be like one hanging over.
One.
So you know how you have the blue pieces, there's going to be like 2 blue dots that hang over the purple one, just slightly. Cool?
I think so.
Great. I'll go back and get more.
All right, let me put these things on.
And I can talk with the designer if I need to, right? We're kind of like staircasing away now.
Okay.
So 1 purple is going to go on the second row of bricks, the blue row.
Okay.
And it's going to hang over by 2.
Okay.
And then the other purple brick is going to do the same thing on top of that, creating a 4th row, hanging over by 2 again.
Okay.
And we're kind of staircasing to the left of the table.
Tell me the size of the purple pieces again.
2x4.
2x4. 2x4 purple pieces starting on top of that third row and stack.
Yes.
With 2 prongs hanging over.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to have 2 2x4 purple pieces.
Okay, 2 2x4 purple pieces.
Mm-hmm.
2x4. Okay.
So you're going to attach it in, all facing the same direction again.
Okay.
But there are going to be 2 rows or 2 like prongs that are going to stick out over the edge.
Okay. Oh, I think I know what you're trying to describe.
And just make sure that 2 are sticking out over the edge on the left side.
On the left side. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then repeat that again exactly the same way. 2 sticking out over the left side on top of that original light purple piece.
2 sticking out on the left side of the original. 2 sticking out on the left side. So it looks like a stair.
I think so, yeah. I haven't seen it. Next.
Okay, so ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
So we're still hanging on to the left side of the purple staircase.
Okay.
So now we're going up to a very light pink.
Okay.
And on top of that 2x4 purple brick, we're going to have 2 very thin 1x2 light pink bricks.
2 thin 1x2 light pink bricks.
And that'll be in the middle of the 2x4 purple.
The first one or the second one?
The second one.
So light purple, middle of the
Yes.
middle of that one,
Mm-hmm.
2 light pink 1x2 bricks.
Yes. And then to the left side of that,
Mm-hmm.
same color pink,
Mm-hmm.
there should be a brick that is a 2x2, and then it's got a little smooth overhang,
Okay.
like an awning piece,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll put that at the end. So that'll be hanging over the second purple.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to need 2 1x2 light pink pieces,
2 1x2 light pink. Uh-huh.
and then one of those pink purplish awning pieces. I think it's pink. Is that
Pink.
okay? Yeah, pink.
Pink purplish awning pieces. Oh, there's a pink and a purple one.
Oh, use the pink one.
Pink, okay.
Yeah, pink. He said. Yeah, pink. He said pink. So we have
Okay.
first light purple piece,
Mhm.
second light purple piece.
Mhm.
In the middle of the second light purple piece, that's where those 2 stackable pink ones go.
Okay.
And then the awning is right next to those stackable pink pieces,
To the left of them.
to the left of them. Yes.
Okay, now I got it. So
Okay.
nothing is on the first light purple.
Correct.
All good to go.
Okay. So we're going to take a break from that side.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a lot of information
Oh gosh.
for
Okay.
the right side.
Okay.
We are staircasing up the opposite way of the left.
Okay. Yep.
The first step
Mhm.
is 2 2x4s.
2 2x4s. Okay.
And then on top of that is going to be the biggest light blue piece, which is a 2x6.
2x6. 2x4. 2x6.
And then there's 1 2x4,
1 2x4.
and then 1 2x4,
Another 2x4.
and then another 2x4,
Another 2x4. 3 2x4s. Okay.
and then a 2x2,
2x2.
and a sharp awning.
And a sharp awning.
A sharp, deep purple awning.
Deep purple awning. Okay.
So 2 big, 1 2 3, 2x2 awning.
2 big 1 2 3 2x2 awning.
Yes.
Color-wise, it's just the blues are going to get lighter as they go.
Yeah, don't worry about the color too much
Okay,
right now.
yeah.
But the awning, the sharp awning, will be a purple.
Cool. We're going to stop focusing on the left side. We're going to go to the right side. Okay, so you're going to start with find a 2x4 blue piece.
Right. Light blue or does
It
it
can, stay on the darker side. We're going to get lighter as we go up, so I didn't get specific colors. So find the next lightest 2x2, attach that to the edge.
2x2 or 2x4?
2x4, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yep, attach that to the edge. I'm not sure of how far out, but it's gonna staircase. So go with the concept of staircasing,
Okay.
and use your creative and artistic eye to make it look pretty.
Oh, we shouldn't leave that up to me.
You got it.
Okay.
Next, you're gonna find the largest. It's a 2x6 blue, like medium blue piece.
Got it.
Attach that next on top and make that staircase in some form or fashion that looks symmetrical and nice.
On top. Oh no. On top of the.
On top of the piece that you just attached.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're gonna find 3 2x4s
3 2x4s.
in blue.
Okay.
And then it's the next lightest shade of 2. So whatever, like 3, same color of 3 that you have as far
There
as 2
are
by 4.
2 left of the 2x4.
Oh. Okay, we'll use those, and then I guess pick a different color. That looks great.
I can improvise over here.
Yes, you can.
Okay, put that. I'm still making a staircase here.
You are, yes.
Okay.
And then you're going to take a blue. Is there a blue 2x2 piece?
A blue 2x2 piece. Yeah, bluish. That works.
Great. Attach that to the top of those 3 that you just detached. Again, we're making a staircase. And then the final piece on top of that should stick out over the right over all of them is the purple awning. So the purple awning piece should be at the very top, sticking out over the right.
I think I got it.
Okay. I think that's all I have for you. So, okay.
Last one? Okay. All right. So we're done with the right side.
Okay.
Now on the left side, the staircase kind of ends in a block.
Okay.
So we on the left side, we had those light pinks, and a curved awning. And so now hang out over this first curved awning is a second curved awning.
Oh, okay.
And on top of that is a single, or I think it's 2 single 1x1 blue pieces, the dark blue that kind of look like eyes.
Yes, the 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So what color is the second awning? The light pink awning, and then what color is the
another light pink awning?
Another light pink awning, and then 2 blue eyes.
Yes, and then there is a space right here behind the 2 blue eyes. Two levels of that space will be filled in with dark pink blocks.
Okay, cool. Okay, so going back over to the left side.
Okay.
So where that pink awning is, stack another pink awning on top of it.
Roger that.
Then you're going to take the 2 dark blue, like single pieces that are there. So you have those, they look like eyes.
Yeah. That helps.
Stack them on top of the second pink awning.
The second pink awning?
Yeah, just one right on top of the other.
Oh, on top of each other? Okay.
Find all your hot pink or dark pink pieces, however you want to reference those.
Got them.
So basically, the 2x2 pink is going to go on the left side and just stack those up. And
Both
then
of them?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the 1x, is it just the single pink one?
Yeah.
That's going to go to the right. But just fill in, you're just going to create like a square or a rectangle to kind of fill in the space that's there.
And that's it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We're good?
Got it.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Let's see it.
So scared.
Oh.
Oh.
Can you
Wow,
stand yours? Can
okay.
you stand yours up?
Yeah.
Can you stand?
I don't know how to communicate.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yours is 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Neat.
Oh, it looks like a little
Like a dinosaur.
The colors were kind of
Dinosaur or
close.
something.
Yeah.
The colors are close, yeah.
Colors are close, and the tail is close.
The idea is close.
Oh,
Just
so
sort of in
interesting.
the wrong
Interesting.
orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah,
communicate.
mine's
What did
taller.
you observe in that process?
I saw you kind of building a picture in your mind enough that when Parker said, when you were talking about this stuff down here at the bottom, this sort of dark blue, and one of them's overhanging, you mentioned over the one on the right, and you went, oh, the one that's overhanging. So I could see you constructing the picture of what it was in your mind, and then when you were asking for feedback, you were going off of that image you had in your mind. So when the image was correct, it worked. When the image was wrong about, like, you had said at one point you stacked the 2 hot pink on top of each other, and you asked for clarification 3 times, and 3 times you said yes, on top of each other, when they were actually meant to be side by side. So you were able to sort of get enough information that you thought and then give feedback based upon that, but it turned out the information that you thought was correct was not necessarily correct, which is interesting. Rather than parroting the exact, at the beginning you started to, okay, 3 2x3s 3 times, and then you gave up on that and just started picturing it and going off of that, which sped it up.
Yeah, I felt like.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, well, with time constraints, I was like,
Yeah,
I felt
I
like
was
I
like,
was
what?
like, all right, I don't have
Talking
time to like exactly replicate everything that he's saying. So I was like, all right, I gotta figure out a way to like that I can communicate this faster to her so that she can, so we can.
Because I wanted to go like layer by layer and take my sweet time.
No, and I like
Well,
that.
but you see what happened? Even that.
Yeah, I don't know how to
Yeah.
like that.
The beginning.
I
without time
guess I
constraint.
didn't. I didn't. really dictate orientation because that wasn't a possibility in my mind.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know,
that
like-
wasn't a possibility in my mind either. Like I saw this, I saw
Okay.
what you
Oh,
saw
you
there.
did see
Oh,
that?
really?
That's what I saw in my brain, and so I thought, oh yeah, we're just
Like
literally
right.
stacking them like and they're all like in the same direction. I should have said so you could all lay
That's
flat.
okay. I
and
think I just
didn't.
create the impossible over here.
No,
I really liked when you said, just start picking colors that are pretty. You started giving creative control on Parker's behalf.
It was really hard though. Like even though we were able to communicate back and forth, like it was just I feel like there was still some disconnect, whether it be from the picture to the communication
Right.
to me, because
Well, one
you know,
look
it's a
would
little
have helped
different.
you, right?
Yeah.
One look of this design, right? And you had this
Yes.
in your mind,
Uh-huh.
and you said you had this in your mind too. right?
that was more what I was picturing as opposed to like, yeah.
And I could have asked you questions, but I didn't because I had the picture and I thought that was enough because I thought that like, okay,
Yeah.
great. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because I thought I made this very simple and that it would be very easy to communicate, and I kind of just assumed that. But you realize that what one person thinks is easy and obvious
Right.
isn't always obvious to someone else, just because they're not thinking in the same mindset that you have.
Because that's still staircasing. Like
Right.
we use
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
word staircasing
Yeah.
a lot, but that's a different staircase than this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was honestly thinking it was too simple, right? I didn't see what you were constructing. But
Oh,
at some point, I was
really?
like, oh my God.
What happened?
That makes sense though, because it is
Yeah.
an even staircase.
Yes.
Whereas
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
staircasing,
That makes
but
sense.
it's not even.
Well, what I'm noticing is what you last time we started with. This is the overall image is a person, right? This time you didn't start with this could be a dragon or something, right? So this didn't help necessarily set the whole thing. So this could be a dragon, maybe, but I think if we had started a dragon style, maybe you would have seen it a little bit
Yeah,
differently.
I would have
right?
known it might have been.
So you started
longer.
with a lot of detail,
Uh-huh.
very precise, and even that got translated into something different, right? So I'm just noticing that is oftentimes how we need to see both the detail and the big picture, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so in the first round, we were talking a lot about the big picture, and it was a more complicated design too, right?
Yeah.
And this time with a simpler design, we sort of went to detail, and even though everything is sort of accordingly stacked, etc., the bigger picture was missing, right? So what was it supposed to be? This is a staircase, maybe, but it's not so much of a dragon. It could be, but this is clearly, to me, more of a dinosaur.
Were you
or
going for a
dragon.
dinosaur or dragon?
No, but
Oh.
but at the time that I started adding the head, I thought, oh, this looks like a bird
guess, yeah.
or a dragon.
So you didn't come up with an intentional image when you were putting it
I
together.
knew that I wanted to go up in color and to stack them at an angle,
Okay.
and I kind of just let it be taken
Okay.
from there.
So, but maybe that's also what shows, because yes, I made it look like something to be able to translate it. You didn't necessarily pick up on, and she didn't necessarily
Yeah.
do that either, right? So
It's also different looking at it three-dimensionally or just
Right.
a picture because I just had it like laying like this, and so I was like, oh, this is just
as a stare.
it's two-dimensional.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Interesting. What else did you pick up in some ways?
I noticed that you picked up at a certain point that it was in color grouping, and you sorted your bricks by color so that you could very quickly grab the bricks you needed. Fewer notes this time because you guys did so well.
Thanks.
I appreciated in this time, this go around, you are able to say, okay, let me make sure that I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to repeat it back in sort of a different way, and then that got some of the miscommunication sorted out. Okay, so I put these in the middle of the piece. No, you put them on the end. Oh, okay, so I put them on the end, which was, it's certainly a lot closer this time than it was last time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we cheated, but we both used hand gestures a lot.
Yeah,
to like,
yeah,
Oh yeah, I
Yes,
wasn't
yes,
sure
yes.
if that was
Yeah.
allowed, but I was
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah.
tried not to
Nonverbal
look because I thought I just
communication
had
is
to
really
use like your
important.
Yeah.
verbal
Here.
communication.
Right. And that's how we work. That's how we communicate, right? And I think that's sort of just part of this exercise to dissect it and how difficult it is if we don't use visual, gesture,
right.
verbal, and all of the feedback loops that we typically create. Because what happens in a typical team is that, yeah, you're not necessarily talking one to the next, to the third, to the fourth, but sometimes that happens automatically because you have subgroups occurring, right? And then you don't necessarily know what the other person thinks, and you just sort of assume, okay, because you've talked it once, said it once, that everybody will understand, right? And then you don't create those feedback loops with intention. where that is oftentimes very critical, right? And so I thought you were going to produce the same thing because what I heard was what I saw, you know? And it's like, oh my God, you know what? I'm seeing this, so I understand what you're saying, and of course you didn't see it, right? But all of these pieces come together, and all of these pieces play a role to make this communication successful, right? And so this is just basically to showcase how hard it is and how genius it is when we are able to create something together, right? That many times we are potentially intuiting, but also then by design, creating a space where we all understand what we all mean. And it requires this constant communication. It's not easy to do it from one person without knowing the other steps in between. We need to force ourselves in some way to communicate together and voice out the kind of potential communications, even though we think it's very clear. I was very clear that what you're saying is this, right? Because I saw it, right? But if you don't see it, then it's very hard. So that is part of this lesson, is that, yeah, communication is something that we do, that we need to do. It's not so easy, and there are some ways to design it, and teams rely on constant communication with feedback loops, and creating those feedback loops, and potentially erring on the side of over-communication rather than under-communication. Using gestures, using visuals, using verbal communication, and then maybe also metaphors. In some ways, sometimes you use metaphors to describe something and saying, yeah, okay. And that helps a lot when people don't necessarily know what you mean, and at various levels, detailed levels and higher sort of image levels.
I wanted to write stuff down because I feel like I could give more information if I could have written like, okay, this like 2 3x2 bricks, or like, you know, instead of having to remember all those details.
Right. So maybe now you can appreciate how Lego does instructions without verbal, with visuals, etc. Or IKEA, or any of those instructions,
those,
right? Yeah. Like, wow, how much time must go into that, and understanding that and misunderstanding that. All right, good, great. Thank you again. Thank you very much. Great performance.
Thank you.
And that is the main point for this exercise in communication. As you have seen probably in your own teams, you rely on communication to get things done. That is the only way humans actually can collaborate, is through communication. Visual, written, gesture-based. In some way, shape, or form, we don't get anything done if we don't communicate. And for teams to work very well, we need to learn how to communicate very well. So you've seen a couple of pieces that you can do to design excellent communication, and one of the main pieces is to create feedback loops across people in the team, that everybody is involved, that everybody understands what each of the team members is thinking. And that needs to be very intentional to work well.